Are Shivlingas ancient nuclear reactors? The debate over ancient aliens in India. The Shivlinga is a sacred symbol in Hinduism, representing the god Shiva, but is it possible that these statues were also ancient nuclear reactors built by extraterrestrial beings? Are Shivlingas ancient nuclear reactors? And this theory, while controversial, has been put forward by some researchers, and here we'll explore the evidence and arguments for and against the theory that Shivlinga is an ancient nuclear reactor, as well as a connection between ancient aliens in India. So let's try to answer the question, are Shivlingas ancient nuclear reactors? The Shivlinga nuclear reactor theory that the Shivlinga was used as a nuclear reactor is based on the fact that many of these statues exhibit signs of extreme heat and radiation. Some researchers have noted that the stones used to make the Shivlinga is often discolored and have been fused together, which they believe is evidence of intense heat and radiation. Additionally, some researchers have noted that the stones used to make the Shivlingas are often radioactive, which they believe is further evidence of their use as nuclear reactors. Critics of the theory, however, point out that the signs of heat and radiation could be explained by natural causes such as volcanic activity or exposure to radioactive minerals. Additionally, they argue that the ancient Indians did not have the technology to build and operate nuclear reactors, and that the idea of ancient aliens visiting India and building such reactors is highly speculative. Ancient aliens in Indian texts. The concept of ancient aliens, extraterrestrials visiting India, is not a new one. Many ancient texts such as the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the Vedas contain stories of flying machines, the Vimanas, advanced technology, and even genetic engineering, which can be interpreted as references to ancient aliens. Some researchers believe that these texts are not mere legends but are in fact accounts of real events. However, the majority of mainstream scholars believe that these texts are simply myths and that the idea of ancient aliens visiting India is not supported by any concrete evidence. Criticism of the theory despite the lack of concrete evidence. The theory that Shivlinga were ancient nuclear reactors continue to be a topic of debate among researchers and scholars. Some argue that the idea is a fringe theory that is not supported by mainstream scientific evidence, while others believe that it is a legitimate theory that deserves further investigation. And then what about this very strange alignment of Shiva temples from Kedarnath, Kaleswaram, Kambareswarar, Chidambaram, and Rameswaram, all the way from North India to the south, the tip. It's worth noting that there are several important Shiva temples in India that are believed to be aligned in a straight line. Some researchers and scholars have suggested that this alignment of temples is not a coincidence, but rather evidence of advanced ancient technology and knowledge of astronomy and geography of the Earth. They argue that the ancient Indians must have had a sophisticated understanding of astronomy and Earth geography to be able to align these temples in such a precise manner. Ancient alien connection in India. The idea of an ancient alien visiting India is not a new one. Many ancient texts in India contain stories of flying machines, advanced technology, and even genetic engineering, which can be interpreted as references to ancient aliens. Some researchers believe that these texts are not mere legends, but more, in fact, accounts of real events. Additionally, there are several ancient structures and artifacts in India that have been found to have astronomical alignments, suggesting a deep understanding of astronomy among the ancient Indians. However, the majority of mainstream scholars believe that these texts are simple myths and that the idea of ancient aliens visiting India is not supported by any concrete evidence. They argue that the advanced technology and flying machines described in these texts are the product of ancient Indians' imagination, and that there is no evidence to suggest that such technology actually existed in ancient India. In conclusion, the theory that the Shivlinga was used as an ancient nuclear reactor is highly speculative, a highly speculative one, and is not supported by mainstream scientific evidence. The signs of heat and radiation of the Shivlinga statues can be explained by natural causes, and there's no evidence to suggest that the ancient Indians had the technology to build and operate nuclear reactors. Similarly, the idea of ancient aliens visiting India and building such reactors is also highly speculative and lacks concrete evidence. The alignment of the Shiva temples is an intriguing phenomenon, but it's important to remember that there is currently no concrete evidence to support the theory that the ancient Indians had the technology or knowledge to align these temples in such a precise manner. Additionally, the idea of ancient aliens visiting India and influencing ancient Indian culture are also a highly speculative one without concrete evidence. It's important to approach the question, are Shivlingas ancient nuclear reactors, with an open mind and consider all available evidence before coming to any conclusions. And this is on Infinity Explorers by Anne Shrivastava. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.